Hey there, Redemption Army, and welcome back to our weekly chat. Today's topic is something that's very close to my heart and something I'm very passionate about, so I'm thrilled to talk to you about it with you. And we're going to talk about rebuilding after narcissistic abuse. As a narcissistic abuse survivor myself, I've been through it. I've been right where you are. So grab your cup of coffee, settle in, and let's dive in. By the end of this video, my hope is that you have the start of your healing plan that could ultimately be a key step to unlocking really the potential that you have in you living your best life after narcissistic abuse. So stick around to the end because you won't want to miss it. And before we get completely into the advice, let me share a little bit about my journey. I was in an extremely toxic relationship for 18 months, and at that time I had no idea that narcissistic abuse was a thing or even about narcissism, and it took a toll in every aspect of my life. My self-esteem, my mental health, my relationship with my family and my friends, and honestly, my whole concept of self was completely robbed. So leaving my narcissistic ex sent me on a journey that I wasn't equipped for. So what I'm about to share with you is everything that I needed to hear back then. Number 1, educate. Knowledge truly is power. So it's essential to educate yourself about the narcissistic abuse cycle. Just try not to hang out there for too long. Understanding the tactics, they do empower you to have some level of understanding of what's happened to you. And even though you're never fully going to understand, it does help bring some sort of clarity. But at some point, take that same energy that you're using to educate yourself and shift the focus to the healing process and rebuilding your future. One of the best things that I did pretty early on was I started to reincorporate meaningful activities back into my life. Hobbies and passions and even small joys, just like FaceTiming with friends or taking a walk around the neighborhood. These helped rebuild my sense of self, and it also just brought joy back into my life. Developing healthy habits and routines also gives your brain a level of emotional and physical consistency, which if you have been in a relationship with a narcissist, that's definitely something that you've been lacking. Now, the next one might surprise you, but we need to remember that our words have tremendous power over our emotions and thoughts. So make a pact with yourself to remove self-deprecating language from your vocabulary. So instead of saying things like, I wasn't good enough for them, let's embrace affirmations like, I'm worthy and I deserve happiness. Instead of saying, I was such an idiot for staying, start telling yourself the truth, which was, I was just trying to keep my family together, or I was afraid of being alone. When we're using self-deprecating language, we're keeping ourselves in a cycle of emotional abuse. The difference is, we've just become our own abuser. It's pretty typical for narcissistic abusers to thrive on isolating their supply. So as hard as this is, you have to break free from that trap. And reach out to friends, reach out to family, or support groups like Trey's Tribe, or other groups or Facebook groups, anything like that. Surround yourself with love and understanding, and remember that you're not as alone on this journey as you feel. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this next one is tough, but forgiving can really be liberating. But I'm not talking about forgiving them. I'm talking about forgiving yourself. Forgiving yourself for staying in a toxic relationship or falling into the trap of an abuser is crucial. Remember, it wasn't completely your fault. Extend the same compassion to yourself that you would to someone else going through a tough time. I really struggled with self-blame and guilt, especially as a dad, because I allowed this monster to be exposed to my children. But when I started to forgive myself and understanding that I deserve love and happiness, I was able to start letting go of the anger and prevent it from turning to bitterness. It really is a process. All of this is, but each step that you take is a step towards self-forgiveness and towards building a better future for yourself.